Okay, welcome. Within this video I would like to describe some of the short-term games the smart money cartel plays. This of course is based on tape rating, screen time, as well as knowledge of the actual market structure, as I've shown in other videos. I think there's a lot of demand for a presentation like this here. So let me jump straight into it. Yeah, I love this cartoon. I think it's really funny. And traders know that, I guess, have made that experience. For example, here, yes, this looks like a support level, and then people try to buy, and boom, it goes the opposite way. So I will talk about these kind of games. Yeah, so about what I call fake support, fake resistance. Also house cleaning, phishing, M1 hypnosis, sorry, and some fake patterns, because people seem to want to know more about these things. House cleaning can be observed now and then, in the last weeks in particular, around interest rate announcements. For example, there's no change in the interest rate, and then you see how the market goes one way, then changes go the other way. Now, by now, we understand the logic behind that. We remember the time and range principle. We know that the smart money algos want to push the price as far as they can in both directions. Why? Because they want to clean the book in terms of short-term stops of the dumb money on both sides as much as they can. There is no rush. Remember that. Yeah, the smart money likes to consolidate, to go flat for some hours, and this also helps them to basically get more people into the market. It can be like a teasing strategy. And the smart money sees where the accumulations of dumb money positions are. So for here, for example, you see the buyers of the dumb money, here you see sellers. So it's no coincidence that this house cleaning pins in both directions is done in a manner like this here. Okay, they want to make sure that everybody is kicked out, in particular tight stops, and that during that process nobody has a chance to cash in. Okay, that's always the same theme in a way. And there is a reason why, when you look at prices on, especially in lower time frames, why the price is so irregular, so chaotic, so whipsawy, like here, yes, why it goes exactly to those kind of levels, why it then suddenly reverts. And you know, when you ever try to just tape read and observe the candles and to conclude anything from that, you know exactly what I mean. It is no coincidence. The markets are not random. They're not driven by supply and demand and full control of the smart money cartel. They use all these kinds of tricks in order to make sure that in the end everybody loses. And fake support is a very popular strategy of them. Yeah, so let me explain what I mean. Here, for example, you see they move the price around this level, and this looks like, if you wouldn't see that part of the price, you would think, okay, this is the support, so I buy, and the opposite happens. I break the support and go. And obviously, surprise, surprise, we have dumb money buyers trying to buy. They fall for this trick, and what happens is, because they buy, it's not that, as people who believe in the supply and demand fairy tale, the demand exceeds supply, price goes up. No, it does not. The opposite happens. The dumb money buyers get into the market, the smart money detects them and pushes the price against them, going for a stop run like here, for example. Okay, we see that quite often. In fact, yeah, this is an example trade. So we have longest in the market, and basically this looks like a support level where the price doesn't really want to go below, yeah, and then boom, zack, they go for the pin. And the other way around, you have fake resistance. They draw in this fake resistance. It looks like, okay, this is going to be respected, the price level. And what happens? They revert, boom, and go for the break. And here especially, look, they first cleaned these lows and then they did it. They always try to do that to the max. They use time and range to the maximum, no rush. And in fact, let me go to the live chart here randomly. And it's not very difficult to spot these kind of games on the chart. Yeah, for example, you see that here, you see this is a bit like a fake resistance. They draw in this double high. People think, okay, a short here and place the stop just above the high, What do? They fake a down move and boom, go up, take out all these short-term stops. And then after this is done, often a couple of times, then they go in another direction. Yeah? Or here we have a bit of fake support. You see, like the pin, it's a fake pin as well. So people think, okay, now it's exhaustion and now it goes back up. I buy the reversal cheaply, it came down a lot. It looks like support here, and what happens is they fake a reversal and boom, they break it and go for stop run against the dumb money longies. Yeah? And basically when you look at charts, you find these things all the time. Okay, back to some other tricks. So be aware of these things. One of my favorite patterns is the grail pattern. Yeah, you can see that quite often in a way like here, or in a reversed grail pattern fashion. Often you have some kind of plateau where, you know, the stops accumulate because dumb money traders look at the chart and place the stops here, and these tend to be exactly the levels which are then cleaned up later on. Yeah, this is also, by the way, the reason why rarely you see those V patterns in the market. Most of the time, for example, they go below the low, above the high. We know these games by now. Here's some examples from the real world. Yeah, here price goes down, looks like a trend. Some trend traders may profit, and then boom, it reverses, takes out this plateau here, and then fills up the grail, as I call it. You see that all the time. No? And as I said before, those kind of plateaus in general, they tend to be magnets for the price because the smart money cartel wants to clean out those areas. I just showed now on the live chart the pins. This is a common phenomenon. Experienced traders are aware of this. And remember, while doing those kind of tricks in the price action, they will often they do two things at the same time. They make human traders insecure or take out the stops, and they also do the same to any systems which people use. Yeah, so a sharp move down like this can easily trigger sell signals of a lot of systems. For example, breakout systems who detect any moves in one direction. And then it's a fake out, and it's a head fake. It reverses all the way and goes boom the other way. So this is a system destroying trick. It's also a trick to really go against human traders as well. And those fake pins, they are more important than they look like because especially systems who try to catch nice trends, they can be destroyed by those kind of price action. And these days tends to be the base case. There are other things, I mean, everybody knows triangle patterns and so on, but surprise, surprise, whether the triangle breaks to the downside or the upside, this is random to the people who do not have any knowledge about the actual market mechanics. The people who understand, for example, here, okay, we have longies, they know there will be a breakdown, or the opposite case where we have shorties, triangle pattern, and then, it will break actually to the upside as a result of that, So all kinds of patterns, head and shoulders, flags, wedges, etc., etc. Whether they will be completed, whether they fail, etc., depends on the usual suspects: stops, positions, orders, meter levels, news, plausibility, etc. Watch all videos. You will not understand the whole picture, but just understanding one or two stones of the mosaic. So yeah, some examples here. Fake pin, 28th of May 2015. I should also explain that this kind of fake momentum is applied especially to lower time frames. The specific tricks they apply to lower time frames in order to make sure that nobody can just sit there and watch a 1 minute chart and place trades in the market. Yeah, and actually I can demonstrate this. So I call this hypnosis. Yeah, when you just watch the actual movement of the candle, it gives you an impression, at least to the average human mind, that it has momentum in exactly the opposite direction. Let me see whether I can demonstrate this. If you just randomly pick a 1 minute chart, and then you observe some candles. To make a long story short, don't do that. It doesn't work. Okay, you cannot just sit there, watch the 1 minute chart, and then think that this will help you to trade in a profitable manner. I mean, most brokers, first of all, they have a spread which is rather like this. So compare this to the movement, and you know, they move the candles also intra-candle wise in a way which gives you exactly the wrong impression. Let's see whether we find something here. You know, in this particular scenario, price going down. Let's mark that. You see, this looks like there's momentum down. Okay, I want to come back to this later on. So I do not recommend you to do this. It doesn't work foreign exchange markets. Let's look at some example trades. This, for example, euro-dollar cable on the 8th of May 2015. This is advanced stuff, yeah. So, for example, look, we have here dumb money buyers at those price levels, new buyers coming in after the house clean, you know, and so this is a short trade, as you may know by now. So the price comes up towards the high, and we know these are the positions. So the smart money will make sure these guys don't win, and will do a stop run, for example, these two, some STS to the downside. So this is sometimes tradable, like in this case. And also, when you look at the higher time frames, you know what's going on in the market. Some house cleanings are tradable. So here, for example, where you have like the usual pattern, taking out short-term stops, and then basically, look, more buyers come in trying to buy, thinking, okay, this is some kind of pin, exhaustion, whatever. There are all kinds of weird theories people believe in, and then it goes actually the opposite way against the guys trying to buy it. Taking out the at least the closest stops, yeah. Of course, once this is lowest cleared, then the stop run is done. We are in a post stop run scenario. So, for example, like here, they were successful, so they may go then for the stop run of the other side. Okay, so this is the usual trick. Okay, look at that. You see. So before it looked like it wants to go down, there's momentum to the downside, and then boom, you know, within a single bar, it actually reverts. So, you know, do not trade naked charts like this without having any knowledge of what's going on. And of course, I have other tools which actually show what's going on. There's a particular reason why they're going up like this now. So they're actually doing a stop run to the upside now. But what I wanted to demonstrate is, you see, like those strong bars, they look like the price wants to go down, and suddenly, you know, this completely changes within a few bars. Okay, I hope that you enjoyed that one. This gives you some ideas about things you should be aware of, you know, no matter what kind of trading approach you follow. These are standard tricks. You can see them applied every day. You should understand that, you know, like there's a reason they are doing this. They want to succeed in making everybody lose in the end, no matter whether they are long or short, or no matter which kind of strategies they apply. They succeed in doing so once somebody understands how this whole system is set up, how the market is set up, how the cartel does what it does. You know, it all makes sense, and you will be able to actually improve your trading significantly. And you will not fall as much for those kind of tricks. And remember, you know, if they wouldn't do these tricks, for example, these here, in particular in the short term, then it would be easy money. And as we know, the easy money, no easy money principle tells us exactly that this is not something that's going to happen. The market is therefore completely non-linear and has a certain dynamic which is not intuitive, as I would like to put it. Okay, I would appreciate if you could give me something back by leaving a like or positive comment, etc. All the best.